Today I'm creating deliciously textured and beautiful embossed panels that are going to be the perfect backdrop to some delicate vellum florals. Hey crafty people, it's Tasha, welcome back to my channel. If you like the video then please do give me a thumbs up, and if you aren't already subscribed I'd love it if you'd please consider hitting that button. So today's video is part of the YouTube hop for WOW's new release. So I've got a panel of WOW's Superior Smooth White cardstock, and I'm just smushing my embossing pad down onto the paper. So I'm going to be playing with two of the powders from the new Alchemy trio. This is Tarnished Teal. It's beautiful. So I'm just going to add that to half of that panel. Give it a bit of a tap off, and then I tipped that back into the pot, and then this is Dirty Verity, and I am tipping that onto the other half of my panel, just letting them mix together in the centre there however they would like, really. I'm heat setting it from below. These are powders from Seth Apter, and he likes very textured powders, so you do need to heat from below, otherwise you're going to lose some of that. So I don't know if you noticed there, a bit of mine wasn't fully heat set, so when I pressed my pad down into it I got a bit of the powder on my pad, but it's fine. That's my messy pad. So just to make sure that I have got a full coverage, I am going to emboss a second layer on here. Just doing the same with the same powders over the top of the same powder, and I just love the different tones and colours and the texture and everything you get from these powders. They are beautiful. Love it. So we're going to move on. I'm going to emboss another background panel. I'm going to just do the same steps. This is the new It's Cold Outside trio. Apologies. The Cold Outside trio, and I am going to emboss this panel in the Luxurious Chocolate, which is as delicious as it sounds. So this time I'm just going to emboss the entire panel. As I mentioned, this is part of the release hop for WOW Embossing Powder's October release. So if you head into the description below, you'll find the link to where you need to hop next. And look at that beautiful powder melting. It's so beautiful. I love it. Absolutely love it. Never gets old. So WOW are very generously offering two $25 or £1 vouchers that can be won on both our YouTube hop and also over on Instagram, so be sure to head over there after you're done here. So I decided that I wanted the fully embossed background, and then I'm going to emboss some beautiful floral images onto a piece of vellum. I'm going to emboss them in the opaque bright white, the super fine powder, just to make sure that I get all of those beautiful details. So this is the Rose Garden, which is a recent release from Pink Fresh. You can see my giant super white. So I stamped it down twice to make sure that I've really got all of that detail, and then I'm just going to give it a good flick from behind to make sure to get rid of any excess, and then heat set that. You do want to make sure that your heat gun is really good and hot when you're working with vellum, so that you can get it embossed as quickly as possible to avoid warpage. So this is a roll of double-sided adhesive. It's by a brand, I think it's Wild Spider. I will have it below. So it's new to me, and I wanted to see how it would work embossing on vellum, to see whether, like, they claim that you can't see the the adhesive through the vellum, so I wanted to test that out. So I'm die cutting those florals with the coordinating die. And I do apologise about my voice and my coughing. I have a bit of a throat and chest infection, not sure, not feeling brilliant, but hey ho. So I've stamped out, these are the greetings that come with the Just a Hello floral, which is the florals that I'm going to be using on the other of my panels. So they're really cool, the sentiments where it's one stamp and you stamp it all together and then you can die cut it all together. It's awesome. So these are the Just a Hello floral, and again with these it's one stamp, you stamp it together, and one die, you die cut it together. Awesome. So I've embossed those both in the same opaque bright white. I'm going to heat those up until they're all nicely melted and smooth, and then I'm going to add the same double-sided adhesive to the back of them and die cut them just the same as the others. So I'm going to mount my panels onto an A2 card base. The panels that I have, like that's the one of the background panels, basically I've trimmed them down so there will be an 1/8 of an inch margin around the top and bottom and sides. My panels are a little bit warped because of the intense heat. Obviously when you are embossing a full panel, that's a lot of heat, so just to be sure that they're going to stay where I want them to, I've used some really strong score tape and added some liquid adhesive as well. So this is the Garden Rose. These are so beautiful. They're all from Pink Fresh Studios. Don't know if I mentioned that. I really do apologise about my voice. So I added it down onto the Luxurious Chocolate, and I love how that went down. That was awesome. I used one of the sentiments from that Just a Hello set. I love how that little thanks just looks like it was made for that little space there. Brilliant, love it. Yeah, I love how this one went. Can you tell that I might feel slightly differently about the next one? This powder, as I said, is very textured, and the adhesive did not like that at all. I kept trying, I smoothed it down, I left it underneath my misty with stuff stacked on top of the misty, left it under there overnight thinking that should do it, but when I got it out again the next day I picked it up and the pieces fell off. It just really didn't work. It did not stick to that texture, which, you know, I can understand. It is very, very textured. So I did have to add some liquid glue behind certain bits there, but as you can see with the Luxurious Chocolate, it worked perfectly. I love it. Yeah, so it's definitely a technique that I will be using again. I just don't think it's a good idea on incredibly textured backgrounds. So I hope that you like my cards. Don't forget to hop on over to the next person in the hop to increase your chances of winning, and don't forget to head over to Instagram too to see what other delicious delights we have for you over there. I've actually created different cards for each of the hops. I will link a blog post below as well where you can go and check out all the details. Forgot to mention I have a new stamp set which I've used on the Instagram hop. So if you like the video, please do give me a thumbs up. If you aren't subscribed, I'd love it if you would consider it. And other than that, I hope you have a lovely, happy, safe and wonderful week. Stay crafty. Bye.